Now, to my other topic that I want to discuss when it comes to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I was listening to Get Up a few weeks ago, and they were talking about OKC and Mike Greenberg, who I love, who does a tremendous job working for ESPN and hosting Get Up on ESPN's platform. Greeny was asking the question specifically about OKC, and the question was asked, do you consider OKC an unbeatable team? Obviously, OKC, they are the defending NBA champions. They are the number one seed right now in the Western Conference. They are 64-16, and for the third consecutive season, they have locked up the number one seed in the Western Conference. And so Greeny basically asked the panel, do you consider OKC an unbeatable basketball team? And I was watching First Things First as well with Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, and they were discussing the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the question was, do you believe OKC can be a dynasty? Let me be very, very clear. When I hear Greeny mention the word unbeatable, when I think about a NBA team that's unbeatable, I am thinking about a team that is an all-time great team and a team that could be considered a legendary team. And I do not consider the Oklahoma City Thunder an unbeatable basketball team or this all-time great team that can be considered a dynasty. When I think about all-time great teams or teams that I would consider unbeatable, I think about Jordan's Bulls in the 90s. I think about Kobe, Shaq's Lakers in the early 2000s. I think about the Steph Curry Golden State Warriors that won 4 championships in 8 years. And they had the nerve, the audacity to add Kevin Durant. That Warriors team that had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Andre Iguodala, and Draymond Green, they were an unbeatable basketball team. And they were an all-time great team. And the other teams that I just named, Jordan's Bulls in the 90s, Kobe Shaq's Lakers in the early 2000s, the Golden State Warriors dynasty when they won 4 championships in 8 years. Those teams are teams that I would consider legendary basketball teams and all-time great teams that I would also consider teams that are dynasties. Jordan's Bulls were a dynasty. Kobe Shaq's Lakers were a dynasty. Steph's Warriors were a dynasty. This Oklahoma City team is not a all-time great team. I just saw last year in the postseason, the Nuggets and the Pacers both took the Thunder to a long 7-game series. It took the Thunder 7 games to beat the Nuggets and the Pacers. The Nuggets in the conference semifinals and the Pacers in the NBA finals. It took the Thunder 7 games to beat those 2 teams I just named. Could you imagine Jordan's Bulls going up against that Pacers team last year in the NBA finals? Or it would have been in the conference finals because the Bulls and the Pacers are in the Eastern Conference. But could you imagine MJ, Pippen, Rodman going up against that Pacers team with Halliburton and Siakam? Could you imagine Kobe Shaq's Lakers going up against that Pacers team in the NBA finals? Kobe Shaq's Lakers would have destroyed that Pacers team from last year. Steph's Warriors, if they went up against that Pacers team last year in the NBA Finals, Steph's Warriors would have destroyed that Pacers team last year in the NBA Finals. And this is no knock against the Pacers, but I don't consider the Pacers an all-time great team. And that same Pacers team took the Thunder 7 games last year in the NBA Finals. So no, I do not believe the OKC Thunder are an all-time great team. And I don't consider them an unbeatable basketball team. And I damn sure am not mentioning them as a dynasty. I don't even believe the Thunder are better than the Boston Celtics, who won an NBA championship 2 years ago with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And they also had Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford. That Celtics team, to me, was a better overall team than this OKC team currently is. And so I believe in SGA. I think SGA is a superstar, and he's a top 3 player right now in the NBA. And the Thunder deserve credit for winning a title last year and following that up with a 3rd consecutive season as the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. But I do not believe that they should be considered an all-time great team, nor do I believe that they are some unbeatable basketball team and they are not about to be considered a dynasty. Please, we got to please pump the brakes. Please pump the brakes. I don't even know if the Thunder are going to make it out of the Western Conference to the NBA Finals this year. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.